over in the Europa League with, of course, the second legs coming at you. Which clubs are going to go through to the actual last 16 and which clubs are going to go crashing out? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, next. Today we'll take a look back at, of course, the playoffs, first legs, results, predictions, and of course, then we're going to kick on forward to this weekend's action over in the second legs. We'll get into all of that in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. Again, if you're new, where the hell have you been, guys? Subscribe. Your one-stop shop for the Europa League. It continues right here, of course. So let's get into it. Of course, recap the results from the last week's matches, which were the playoffs, first legs, of course. And we have been keeping tally on everyone's scoreline. I got myself 29 points there, which of course is a bit of a downgrade from everything else, but there's not as many games to take a look at. So let's recap the results here, starting with Young Boys Bern against Sporting. Big 3-1 win it was in the end for Sporting. I went with a draw myself on that one. Shakhtar Donetsk only picked up a 2-2 draw against Marseille. I went with a 2-0 win as well. Galatasaray 3-2 winners over Sparta Praga. I went with a 3-0 win on that one. Meanwhile, Roma could only muster a draw against Feyenoord. 2-1 win in my eyes. Qarabağ 4-2 win over Braga in Portugal. Wow. Got that one well off the bunny there. 2-1 win the other way. Lens and Freiburg 0-0 draw. I went with the 1-1 draw as well. AC Milan with a 3-0 win over Rennes. I went with the 1-0 win. And Benfica 2-0 winners, 2-1 winners over Toulouse. I went with a 2-0 win. Got myself 10 points on that one. So those are my picks, guys, which tallies up to 29 points. But what have you done yourselves in our own prediction league? So let's get into that. And of course, we're going to show you first and foremost just that playoff scoreline. So here we go then. Hans Wurster 38 points, well done to him. Othman 38, Sue 826 up there with 36 as well. What do we got going? He's a non-mover. Kagan 36 points as well. Costas K, and then the chasing back there. I'm all the way down there. I guess I actually did pretty terrible. But those are the state of play in our own little mini prediction league. Of course, still time to get going. But of course, right here, right now, it's Motto running away with it. 353 points. Nico ZT down to number 2 now. So 826 remains in third. I am down to number 9, a whopping around about 50 points shy at the moment to really compete in this one. But we'll give it a go, of course, and we never know. You just never know if this one will be the one that you score big on it. So we're going to jump in the deep end with those second legs, which are coming at you from the 22nd of February, of course, this week. So let's get cracking with, of course, our first round of games, or first match, which will be Qarabağ against Braga, of course. Qarabağ opening up with that 4-2 win in Portugal, this time around over in Azerbaijan. Played each other just that one time. Of course, Qarabağ 75% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Of course, up against the Braga side, 58% form for them right now, 2 defeats in the last 6. Of course, including that 4-2 loss to Qarabağ in Braga last time around. Of course, Braga picked up a big win over in the Portuguese top flight, 2-1 win over Rennais most recently. And of course, Qarabağ's last match was in fact that match against Braga, of course, which they're looking forward to the next leg. The odds here for this one, 21-10 is your Qarabağ, 13-5 is, of course, the draw, 65 is your away win, is your Braga here. I'm going to go with a draw here. I think Qarabağ are already there. They've got a good, comfortable lead, and they're playing at home, so I don't think they're going to push it too hard on this one. Next up, we have Freiburg up against Lens, currently a 0-0 in the first leg. This one over in Germany this time. Played each other just one time. Of course, Freiburg without a win in the last 5. 33% form for them right now. Lens, 67% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 5 matches. Last time around, of course, it was that 0-0 draw over in Lens. This time around, though, of course, Freiburg on the back of that 3-3 draw against Frankfurt. Lens on the back of that with a 1-1 draw over Reims, of course, in their top 5. So everyone seems to be drawing. I think this one's also going to be a draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw, which might actually favour Lens with an away goal. We'll see if I'm right on that one or not. Next up, we have Rennes. They're up against Milan, of course, from Serie A. Of course, this one over in La France, of course, but a 3-0 upper-hand lead sees AC Milan in the driving seat as they go to Rasson Park. Of course, Rennes, though, 1 defeat in the last 6, 83% form for them right now. Up against the Milan side, 1 defeat also in the last 6, 75% form for them heading into this one. Of course, 3-0 win it was in the previous leg. Rennes on the back of a 3-1 win over Clermont Foot over Ligue 1. Meanwhile, Milan on the back of a 4-2 loss to Monza in Serie A, which of course will damage their confidence. The odds here, though, 8-5 is your Rennes, and 13-8 is your Milan. 5-2, of course, is the draw here. 3-0 win for Milan. and I'm going to give a 2-1 win for Rennes here, which of course will give them a little bit of hope, but I think that one goal shoots them in the foot there. Toulouse, of course, against Benfica, coming at you over in Toulouse, played each other twice since 2011, nothing for Toulouse, 2 wins for Benfica, and of course no draws. Of course, Toulouse 2 wins the last 6, of course 33% form for them right now. Benfica unbeaten at least the last 6 games, 92% form for them heading into this one. Previous match was a 2-1 win for Benfica in Benfica. That was, of course, the reverse fixture. Toulouse on the back of a monstrous 2-1 win over Monaco, over in Monaco, of course. Benfica with a 6-1 win over Visalia in a Portuguese top flight. The odds here for this one, Toulouse 10-3 for the victory, 13-5 is the draw, 20-17 on is your Benfica here. Going to go with a 2-1 win for the Benficans on this one. They're a superior powerhouse. I think they're going to be one of the favourites, I think, to go very, very far in this competition. Meanwhile, Sporting, another Portuguese outfit up against Young Boys Bern, coming at you over in Portugal. Played each other twice since 2010. Sporting Lisbon 2 wins out of 2, and of course coming into on the back of 4 wins on the spin. Of course 5 wins the last 6, 83% form for them at that moment. Young Boys Bern, though, 58% form for them, just 1 defeat in the last 5, and of course on the back of that 3-1 loss to Sporting most recently, of course, and that was their most recent game for Sporting, of course. Big 3-1 win over Young Boys. Of course, Young Boys, though, bounced back with a 1-0 win over Lucerne, of course, over in the Swiss top flight. The odds here for this one, we have Sporting 11-4 on for the victory, 92 is the draw, 30-2 is your away win. Let's go 2-0 win. It's the popular vote, and Sporting going through to the next round. Who will join them, though? Marseille or Shakhtar Donetsk, as both sides are locked horns in a 2-2 thriller previous match, this time around at the Orange Velodrome over in Marseille. Marseille, though, have played Shakhtar 3 times since 2009, yet to get a win. 2 wins for Shakhtar, 1 draw, of course, but Marseille coming into on the back of with that winless run of at least 6 games. Of course, Shakhtar, though, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6. Last time around was a 2-2 draw. Previous time over in Marseille was way back in April 2009. It was a 2-1 win for Shakhtar as well. Shakhtar on the back of a 2-2 draw against Marseille. We know about that one. Marseille, though, with a 1-0 loss against Stade. Their last victory, though, Marseille, was, goodness gracious me, 1-0 win over Thionville-Loustevous in the Coupe de France, round of 64 back in January. They've been on a very sticky run. Gattuso probably facing the axe very, very soon. This probably will be the defining moment of his season here. 11-8 on is your Marseille, 14-5 is the draw, 50-4 is your away one. I'm going to go with... did I do that? Yeah, I did do that one. I'm going to go with an upset here. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Shakhtar to take it to the house. Into the final 2 now, we have Sparta Prague up against Galatasaray over in Prague. Now, these two sides locked horns just the previous time. Of course, we'll talk about that shortly. Sparta Prague, though, 83% form for them right now, winning 5 of the last 6 against Galatasaray side. 6 wins on the bounce. Haven't lost in the last 14 matches, looking red hot to trot after that 3-2 win previous match. They did pick up a win over Ankarankuru in the top flight, the Superliga in Turkey. Of course, Sparta Prague with a 2-1 win over Slavan Liberec. Also, as they bounced back after that 3-2 loss to Galatasaray in the previous leg. Of course, this one over in Czech Republic, 8-5 as your host here, 13-5 as your draw, 8-5 as your long shots, which of course is Galatasaray. Going to go with a 2-1 win. Yes, it's the popular vote for Galatasaray. And finally, we wrap it up against Roma, against Feyenoord in Roma. Of course, previously it was a 1-1 draw over in the Dutchlands. This time around over in the Stadio Olimpico. Played each other 6 times in 2015, 3 for Roma, 1 for Feyenoord. 2 draws, of course. Roma 75% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6 up against the final side, unbeaten in the last 9 games, 83% form for them, of course. Previous match was a 1-1 draw in the Dutchlands. The last time they played each other, though, in Rome was a 4-1 win for Roma, of course. And of course, they come into on the back of a 3-0 win over Frosinone. Final, though, with a win over Warwick over in the Eredivisie. The odds for this one, though, we have, what do we have? 11-10 is your Roma, 5-2 is your draw, 5-2 is your away win. Roma look a different beast right now. Going to go with a 2-0 win over Feyenoord at home to take it to the house. Those are my picks. Of course, what about my Stone Cold pick? I'm going to go with this one for the booster, which is Sporting Lisbon, and I will complete the rest of this business, and make sure you do so off camera. That is it, guys. Be sure to give me some love and smash your subscribe. Your one-stop shop. The Europa League continues here. Of course, from the conclusion of this, we'll have the actual last 16 of the Europa Cup. We'll be back for both the first leg and the second legs in that. But until then, see you later. Subscribe, and of course, keep on predicting.